The goal of this video is to give you some information about registration for next year in regard to specifically what your science choices are and what you should be registering for. So one thing to keep in mind as you're registering for your courses for next year is our requirements for graduation at Valley High School. So you need 3 years of science in order to graduate, 3 years that you've passed. Okay, within those 3 years, one of those years has to be a year of biology that you passed, and one of those years has to be a year of either chemistry or physics that you've passed. So there's a good chance right now, if you're a junior and you are passing chemistry, that you will have completed what you need in order to graduate from Valley High School. Now, in addition to that, you want to be considering what you would like to do after graduation from Apple Valley High School. Okay, so if you look at universities and colleges, a lot of them like that you have taken 4 or more years of science, okay? And specifically physics. So a lot of universities weight heavily the fact that you have decided to pursue potentially something that wasn't required of you, and really what we would consider the third science. So physics is kind of that core that you haven't really taken yet. And so just discounting and not taking physics means you really missed out on an opportunity that most colleges kind of would like you to have done. So the urban legend amongst college admissions officers is that literally sometimes colleges make like a pile of physics and a pile of not physics. And if you didn't take physics, they don't even look at you. Now, right now, given the very unique situation we're in with the global pandemic and the ability to take the ACT, or how colleges are going to look at grades and things like that, in my opinion, anything you can do to make yourself stand out will make a difference. So taking something as simple as continuing to take science and physics could be something that really tags you as an exemplary student. In fact, you might be being compared with other students who've taken either 5 or 6 years of science. They're doing that by taking advantage of taking more than one science per year. Like a lot of people take more than one math per year. So just take that into consideration when you're thinking about registering for your science for next year. On the screen is kind of your traditional path. So right now, if you're in chemistry, what we would say to you if you were in school right now is if you're in chemistry, you should take physics next year. Reasons to take physics: number 1, it sets you apart from other students. Number 2, you've never taken physics before. So essentially, to graduate from high school and have never taken one of the sciences is really strange. Number 3, physics is probably one of the most hands-on and most understandable sciences that you can take in high school. Kind of lame and boring that it's your senior year that we do that to you. Like, oh my God, why don't we do this freshman year? And I totally get that. But most people find physics to be highly engaging, very interactive, very applicable to their lives. Like, it's all kind of science that they've even noticed and done, like how things interact, how things hit. Also at Valley High School, we have amazing teachers who teach physics that are really passionate about the subject. And in fact, many people ends up being one of their favorite sciences in high school. So if you're sitting here in chemistry, if you're going, should I take physics? The answer is just yes, you should absolutely take physics. It just makes sense. There's no reason kind of not to. It's a class that if you do the little bit of work, you'll pass. You wouldn't want to miss out on kind of one of your favorite teachers potentially. And who knows, maybe it'll be your thing. Lots of people moving forward from chemistry who go into physics going like, ugh, I haven't liked science yet. And then physics is it. They love it. So you wouldn't want to miss that opportunity. Now, if you are sitting in chemistry right now and feeling like this year was exceedingly easy for you, like, oh my God, it's almost boring, you might want to think about going up to honors physics. We have a lot of students who go from chemistry up to honors physics. The main reason they do that is because while they didn't feel like an honors student, maybe in earth science and biology, chemistry and physics are those physical sciences, which are really like math focused, very concrete, sequential, things like that. So people feel like they probably could have done honors chem and take honors physics and are very successful. So if you're unsure sitting out there like, well, it's been really easy, but I'm worried about taking on an honors class, talk to your chem teacher. They can probably help you. But a lot of students do end up taking honors physics from regular chemistry just because they found chemistry not to be too hard, and honors physics is a really great course. In addition to signing up for physics next year, which is something you should be doing, there are other science electives. Okay, and maybe you've already taken them, but there's a whole list down here. Your meteorology, aquatic ecology, environmental, things like that. Those are trimester long courses, and lots of people love them. In addition, there's also year-long options that are not up here. Okay, so AP Bio, AP Chem, and AP Physics are all options. If you've taken chemistry, you would qualify for AP Chem. There is some material that you would kind of need that we do in honors chem that you haven't done in regular chem, but we have students every year that go from chemistry to AP Chem, and if that's something you want to do, just talk to Mr. Murray. AP Physics prereq is to take or be concurrently enrolled in at least AB Calc. So that is an option for physics instead of honors or regular if you wanted. And then there's also that CIS Anatomy and Physiology, which more than likely people know about. That's a year-long class that you could take in addition to physics. So if you're sitting there trying to register and you're going like, man, should I take anatomy or physics? Physics. Again, physics sets you up. Every year people say like, oh, but I want to go into like nursing or medicine, which means I should take anatomy and physiology. Well, actually, physics is a prereq for almost every medical field type course. So if you haven't taken physics for the first time in college will probably destroy your life. So it's a really good idea to get that foundation in high school and not college, because it's not easy to start in college. So if you have any questions about any of the electives, here's a screen, just a little bit about information about why someone might want to take a specific elective. Okay, so if you're looking at a specific field of study, these might be reasons why you take one of the electives. And here's the continuation of the rest of the electives and different fields of study that might lead you to want to take one of them. So take a look at these, pause the video, whatever, if you would like to kind of look more detail at any of the electives. Now, again, I've talked a little bit about physics, but physics is your jam, right? For next year, you should be taking physics. Here's kind of the which ones should you choose and why. So again, if you're in regular physics or regular chemistry, you should take regular physics. If you're in regular chemistry and you feel like it's been easy for you, then maybe you want to take honors physics. And even if you're in regular chemistry, but like math is your jam and you're in calc and plan to do calc and all that stuff, then you might want to do AP Physics. So those are a little breakdown of like which physics course to choose in case you're confused or not sure. But again, any chem teacher is able to help you if need be. So if you have any specific questions that you're sitting there going like, I don't know, how would I know? If you have questions about biochem or physics, here are the names of the teachers. You can reach out to us by message through Schoology or email, and we're happy to answer your questions. If you have a specific question about a specific course, here are kind of the teachers to mainly reach out to about those. So if you have questions about like AP Chem, for example, that's Mr. Murray. Or like, environmental science, that's Mr. Zimmerman. So you can reach out to the people you have questions about. Now you finished this video about registration, you should go do the Google form, which is linked in the same folder. That form is where you'll indicate what you are planning to register for. The reason we're doing that is because number one, we want to help you. So make sure you're registering for the right thing. And as a science department, we're just trying to get our numbers and make sure it makes sense based on the fact that we're not in school. So normally if we're in school, we're seeing what you're signing up for. And so we know. So this is our way to kind of gain that information and make sure we're directing you appropriately. So go do that form. It'll take you probably about 25 seconds and you're done for today. Have a nice night.